When Kronos became king, a prophecy was made that he would be overthrown by his own son. This prophecy was fulfilled by his youngest, Zeus. After a war lasting 10 years, the Titans were banished to the depths of Tartarus, and Zeus sat on the throne of Olympus, his brothers and sisters by his side. The gods revelled in their new kingdom, ruling over the mortals that lived in Elysium, a kingdom named so as to be a paradise for all those who lived there. And for a time, all was well. But gods are prideful beings, and soon began to bicker and argue amongst themselves, turning a blind eye to the realm of mortals. Zeus saw this, and saw how the mortals had also begun to fight one another in the absence of the gods' presence. A mighty thunderstorm swelled around Olympus as Zeus made a decree. The gods would no longer remain idle, but instead be sent unto Elysium, where they would be given a city to rule as they saw fit. Only Zeus would remain on Olympus, to ensure that his laws were upheld. Unhappy with this order, but unwilling to incur their father's wrath and risk being felled by his thunderbolts, the gods made their way down to Elysium to live among the mortals. Each god moulded his or her city into their own image, whether that be the beautiful marble temples of Aphrodite or the towering spires of the arcane Hecate. The mortals rejoiced to be in the presence of the Olympians, and peace was restored again. No longer able to interfere with each other as before, the gods now use mortal champions to do their bidding. Through time, mortals have dedicated their lives into performing great deeds to gain the gods' favour, become their champion, and enter their names into legend. But peace can never last forever, and dire plots are brewing in Elysium. The war god Athena, as wise as she is beautiful, has gone missing. As tensions rise amongst the Olympians, other forces work quietly, and whispers are spreading that the reign of Olympus is coming to an end.
Hello, everybody. Welcome after, I think it's 2 months. Welcome back, everybody. You might have noticed some changes. It is really good to be back. We will get into the session as quickly as possible, just because I think we all want to get stuck in. But a couple of announcements, obviously. First, one is we have three new fresh faces. So we have Christine and Persephone, who will be joining us as one of our new members, and we also have Lorraine, who will be joining us as one of our new members. Say hi, everybody. Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
We are very happy to have them both. It's great to have some fresh faces. Hopefully, one of the reasons is hopefully this means that, I know we promised it last time, and I keep breaking your heart, but hopefully it means that we will be able to have regular streaming at least every 2 weeks. Who knows, maybe we can fit a game in with most of us on the off weeks as well. We will do our best and try and sort something, but it means we'll be back to regular viewing, and maybe we can get to level 5 by the end of this year. That'd be nice.
Really?
Because I know. So hopefully we can get back on that. Another announcement, with the addition of 2 new members, sadly, at least for now, we're saying goodbye to our briny paladin. Sadly, real life, again, gets in the way of this fantasy world that we'd much prefer to live in. So for now, we're saying an au revoir to Ken. Ken has been amazing, and is still amazing. Sadly, he's going to have to be amazing in the real world for a while before he can come be amazing in the stream again. But we wish him the best of luck, and hopefully we'll see him at some point, and he can at least join us when these guys get themselves into some serious shit and need, like, fishing out, pun intended. Without further ado, we'll quickly go to the ident and then we'll come back and do a recap because, again, I think everybody, including myself, will need one. So we'll see you in a few seconds. That was really loud. Hi, everybody. I didn't know it came through my headphones. I may have pooped myself a little bit. Yeah, so last time we met on Have a Go Heroes Reign of Olympus, you guys finally left South Nidas Forest with saying goodbye to not only the Furbolgs and the tribe that you'd helped and made companions and relationships with, but also temporarily with Gabriel, who, after the huge, massive, seismic activity that Poseidon answered his prayer with, we almost lost, a good chunk of the map. He decided he needed to investigate that more and try and find out more about his own patron and what made him tick and what his desires were and how those meshed. So he said he would catch up the party when he could, but in the meantime he had to find this out about Poseidon first. You guys continued on and met with some more people. You met with some interesting people who were building a well that none of you could suss out. There was this one guy that was super mysterious, and some people really didn't trust him. Some people were like, what is this guy? But it was also kind of super awesome, if I do say so myself. So after helping dig a well, Runt literally really getting stuck in.
Yeah, he jumped in the hole.
Yeah.
So I watched this episode 2 days ago, and I was like, Runt's in a hole.
Yeah, Runt does that. No. Like I say, you watched it more recently than I have, so I'll take it.
Sorry, if there is a hole, I'm going in the hole.
Which leads us to when they get to Lagina. Which is...
I thought that would please the bard.
Yeah.
It really did.
But yeah, the party finally reached Lagina, which is Hecate's city, and you can tell. The party were going down different streets and avenues, and even with a guide, they had no idea where they were going, what was happening, what the city was made of, if it was on the same plane. It was like something out of a eldritch, Lovecraftian wet dream. So yeah, they made their way through there to the library, which again, Runt was less happy about this than the whole.
I think it gave him a headache, didn't it?
It did. For once, it wasn't Mercy with the migraine. But yeah, they managed to speak with someone at the library that told them what was the reason that they had been asked for help by Alpina was because in the middle and direct middle, true center of Lagina, was a well. And out of this well, very occasionally, things would crawl out, as this well went directly to the underworld. And a more tenacious and determined spirit or entity from the underworld could potentially climb for who knows how long, and climb physically out of the underworld if they managed to slip past. Usually, this was no problem. They'd have a few people stationed, and this problem could be taken care of quite quickly, as very, very few undead will make it up, and they will be very weak by the time they reach the top. Probably have no intelligence and just be working on instinct, and will be quickly dispatched. Recently, however, more and more of these entities and undead have been crawling up from the well, to the point where Hecate's priestesses and those in charge of Lagina's safety put out a call for aid from places like Sparta to try and help them deal with it, whilst they thought of a better solution, as if things kept increasing to the point they wouldn't be able to handle the surge of undead coming out of this well. So you agreed to go and help, and you were led to the well, where you could see the Spartans, whilst also helping patrol and guard this huge abyss, were building basically a cover for the well, so that by the time this was finished, which they said if they could get cracking with it would take 2 to 3 days, as long as they didn't have to stop too long for the interruptions, and then it would fully cover the top of the well, and even if the undead made it to the top, they wouldn't be able to break through, and they would no longer have this issue. You guys reached the top, steered over this gaping maw of a pit, which complete blackness. I believe one of you tried to throw something over? Probably Runt.
Yeah.
He probably tried to drop a pebble, I think.
Yeah.
Don't know what we would buy.
Yep. Nothing at all. And just as you were looking over at the hole and sunset started to approach, several eyes opened in the blackness, looking out at you. And that's where we ended the session, because I'm a complete douchebag. So yeah, so I think the first things first, if you guys want to roll initiative.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, charming.
If everybody rolls initiative, because who knows what's going to happen.
Great start. I love you, Luke.
Oh, fuck you. I know exactly what's happened, because it always does. Have you found your physical dice yet? Are you still on an app?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I have all the dice.
Yay!
All the dice.
Okay. We'll do it in order as it...
Lovely level one.
No. We'll do it in order as it appears on my screen. Mercy.
3.
3.
Shut
up. Kaya.
13.
13. Runt.
Nat 20.
Yeah, figured. What does that total?
21.
For our new members, it's either a nat 20 or a nat 1 when it comes to Runt, and it's normally a nat 20. No matter whether he's using a dice app, rolling, everything. We've checked. There's no funny business. He just does it.
He's blessed.
He is. Well, yeah. He's something.
Like in my real life. That's the issue.
Right. I'm gonna check your two to make sure I know whose name is which, because I don't want to give away your names yet or anything like that. But I am gonna ask for your initiatives just in case it comes up. Who knows? I don't. Wait. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I
You
do.
always
I do, don't I? Yeah, this is kind of what I do. View campaign with the handy D&D Beyond. We're not sponsored. Okay. So, I don't know what I'm doing. So, Christine, what did your character or not character?
22.
22. Okay.
I do actually have a character. I think that's not really a shock.
Oh yeah, that's not a spoiler, is it? Okay.
That's not a spoiler.
Yeah. Lorraine.
21.
Ooh. Okay. I will check yours so you don't have to give it away, but so I don't have to do the tech on both. Runt, what's your initiative bonus?
+1.
Okay. Boom.
But mine's not a nat 20.
True, but I give him enough for nat 20s.
He does.
Yeah, if we gave him a surprise if we gave him a surprise round every time he gets a nat 20, he'd just have 2 goes every first round of combat. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
So is that why you had to have like a arm that was asleep for 2 hours or something when you failed your spot check?
Oh yeah, that was actually a fun little that was a fun little thing where random things pop up, and it's yeah. Oh, Queenie's here! Yay! Thanks for subscribing again, Queenie. Oh,
Hey, Mom!
Hey, Mom! Oh, I still forget that subscribed notification is me drunk being Klaus. Okay, that's still a thing. Anyway, okay, because you are the ones that are here right now, Runt. Well, all of you. What you see as these eyes open, you hear a screeching and the fluttering of leathery wings as out from this void, 3. Think these entities. Thank you, Dan, for subscribing. These entities, they look like women, mostly. They fly, but they have the wings of bats. These big leathery wings, some of which are ripped and torn. Some of them, and their legs seem to be cloven with hooves instead of feet. You can't really see right now, but it looks like their eyes are slits and yellow and piercing, and they come out with you with an array of chains and hooks and screeching to the point where you almost have to cover your ears. You also hear from down in the pit more chains. You don't know if it's more harpies or something else. But Runt, These 3 harpies are basically encircling the inside of the pit, making swipes at guards, making swipes, like test swipes at people. They're currently flying up in the air. What do you do?
Are any of them in reach of my long pointy stick?
The closest one gets within about 15 feet of you.
So that's no.
So no, but you have other things, I believe. Sorry, I know it's been a while. I'm throwing you in the deep end here, but get creative, son.
Yeah, no, it is.
How does one D&D?
Can I tie a rope to a hand axe and then throw something?
Yeah, I will say it will be a bonus action to tie a rope because it's just a hand axe. So you have to use your bonus action to tie the rope, and then you can use your action to throw it. Cause yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that. Why not?
Go for it.
That was a 6. So I'm guessing that's not doing shit.
No. I know you're only level 4, but I'm not going to give you stuff for that. But yeah, so you throw the hand axe, and what happens is this harpy's flying past, and she just backhands it out of the way and gives out this like shrill, piercing cackle, and then continues on a flight. And you will have to use your bonus action again to reel it in if you want to. It's currently just dangling down the well.
It happens to every guy.
It does. Meanwhile, a harpy at the far end of the pit spots this and starts to fly towards you. She stops right in the center of the pit and lets out this shrieking tone. As she does, the undertones of it seem to like have this discordant, almost melody to it. And you all kind of try to cover your ears again, but can the 3 of you, I can count, can the 3 of you make wisdom saving throws for me?
The one thing I'm genuinely good at.
One thing that I'm genuinely... Oh, wait, no, that's intelligence. Wisdom, I actually have a +1.
Okay, Kaya.
8.
Okay. Mercy.
That's a nat 2025.
Nice. Runt.
That is a 16.
16. Okay. You 2 are fine. Kaya, as you try and cover your ears, the shrieking kind of subsides and the melody kind of takes over to put the part where the shrieking becomes the undertone and then almost disappears completely. And you can just hear this long kind of baleful melody and you become completely entranced by it and you are charmed. So.
Ooh, hang on.
Oh, have you got something because you're special?
Yes, because you gave it to me.
Ooh.
I'm going to regret that, aren't I?
Oh no, that's just for being put to sleep.
Okay, well, you're not put to sleep. Instead,
I was charmed.
you have an unresistible, almost, well, we'll see, unresistible desire to get as close to that harpy as possible.
Fair enough.
The one flying above the pit.
Then I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you, like, as far as I can tell, because I'm not that mean. It doesn't mean that you just step off to your death. You just want to get as close to the source of that music as possible, so you can get creative of ways to do it without dying, but more than anything, you need to spend your action to try and get as close to the source of that song as possible.
Okay.
Okay? Because that's more fun anyway. Another harpy, not the one that's singing, that one stays in the middle of the ring, and the one that took a swipe at you is now doing a circle again, but the last harpy to do anything comes towards you, Runt, seeing that you're seemingly unarmed at the moment, and tries to make 2 attacks with its claws, which, as it comes towards you, you can see they've kind of got like metal hooks on the claws that have been attached to it somehow, and it rakes at you twice with its claws. And the first one... This is the first time I've rolled a dice in a very long time.
Hey.
That one's, I'm guessing, a 6 doesn't hit you.
Surprisingly not.
Or a nat 1. Okay. So yeah, it goes to swipe twice at you, and because it rolled a nat 1, it goes to reach out for what looks like a like a femur or some sort of long bone with like a large bulbous thing on the end, but they can't quite get it out of their belt, and they end up, because they're still trying to do a flyby, they end up stopping just short of being able to attack you for a third time because of the nat 1. So you got lucky there. Kaya, your turn.
Okay. The bit that we're sort of like on like the ledge and everything, does that go all the way around the?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
completely encircles the well. The far end from you, so the hole itself is about 60 feet across, I think I said. If not,
Yeah.
it is now. Just for combat purposes, is about 60 feet across, and about 25 feet at the far end has started to be bricked up. Like I say, they have started construction on this, so you can get slightly more out if you're on the other end of the well.
Yeah, it's.
But you're currently at the end that just has about a 10-foot lip around it, which means the creature is about 30 feet across and 10 feet up from you, so about 35 as the crow flies.
Yeah. I'm actually going to sort of like start skipping my way around, sort of like trying to reach out and sort of just constantly like looking over and sort of like, please come here.
Yep. So let me just check when you can. While you're doing that, I will check how long until you can try and resist.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you do that,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're going to double move because.
Yeah. Basically the entire thing.
So you get, I don't know distances. So next turn you'd be able to get on the lip basically if you used double move again.
Yeah.
You get to the side that has the platform so far.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of your turn, you can make another check, another saving throw to try and shrug off the charms.
Okay. 9.
9. No, you are still charmed.
I'm still charmed.
You still want to get close to that. Okay.
Yeah.
Just because of how things happened, and Mercy rolling a 3 on initiative, it is the Harpy's turn that you threw an axe at, Runt, but instead of that, it's going to take a swipe at Mercy, who is next to you. As it continues its flyby, it's going to try take a couple of swipes at Mercy instead, because she is the next one across. Again, a 6. That dice is fired. I should be using my Eldritch ones. We're in Lagina. So 18. Does that get you? Just okay. It does. Where are my deep? There they are. Yep. So you take 5 slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is going to pull out a mace that doesn't look too unlike Benedictus. It's nothing as ornate, but it is basically a spiked ball on the end of a metal rod. And she's going to take a swing at you with that as well.
Great.
Which is a 12. No, 11. Which will miss. You just bring your shield up, and you just hear a ping as one of the spikes hits one of the like more protruding areas of the decorative shield. Okay. At this point, Runt, you're pulling up your hand axe, but you can't see the other end of it. Like I say, it's kind of a weird darkness where even though you should be able to see further down the well, you can only see like very little. You suddenly feel resistance on the end of the rope. Like a lot of resistance. Can you make me a... It's fine, because you're going to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, that's right.
It's
I
you.
can do strength. Yeah. That's fine. And that's 16 plus 1. Yes, I'll be a 21.
21, yeah. 22, yeah. So this is... Yeah, you're absolutely fine. You just kind of dig in your hooves. Yeah. Yeah. You dig in your hooves and kind of grab on the rope. And it doesn't like bring you to your knees or throw you off balance or anything, but you can sense that whatever is there is like now climbing the rope.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Mercy, it is your turn.
Time for some real batting practice, you ugly bitch.
You're going to swing at this harpy.
Oh, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to summon a 5-foot spectral.
Oh, nice. Spiritual weapon, aye?
Yes, good old Benny's coming out to play.
Sweet. So yeah, so you hold on to your mace and the eyes of Benedictus OG glow, and slowly forming out of the fog that kind of collects above the darkness of this well, a spiritual version of a pimped up steroids Benedictus appears and takes a swing behind this harpy. So make a spell attack roll, I believe. Make whatever roll you need to. I believe in you.
Yep, it is a unnatural 20.
That will hit.
And it will be a very spicy 10 damage.
Spicy, mate.
And then because it's taken damage, I will follow that up with the Toll of the Dead.
Oh, yeah, because it's cantrips and bonus
Yes.
and things like that.
Build weapon is a bonus action.
Because you can do that.
Yes, please make a wisdom saving throw.
It shall. That is a 10.
That would be a failure.
Yeah. I think that's the first time you've managed to pull that off. First try.
Yes, thank Christ.
Yeah, so so the swing of Benedictus hits the side of this harpy, narrowly missing one of its leathery wings. And as you do so, an unnatural kind of bong hits from the impact. Oh no, you're fine. So yeah.
And that will be an extra 10 necrotic damage.
Very good. Yeah, so the original impact of Benedictus, you can see it kind of makes a couple of puncture wounds, but then from those puncture wounds you can see black veins spread across the bits where their soft leather armor has kind of been ripped as well, and you can see necrosis kind of take hold of these things.
Excellent.
Right. Runt. I have the power.
By magic.
Are you going to lose another hand axe?
What a swag move that was.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to shove pizza down my face off screen.
Henry Cavill. Dang it, I used my one on Runt. It is your turn. You are currently holding on to something very flipping heavy.
I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah? Okay, make a strength check for me.
I'm going fishing, guys. There's no way this ends badly.
Of course it does.
That is going to be a 19.
19, yeah? You start to pull this thing up. That would be your action, by the way. Yeah. You start to pull this thing up. And as you do, you can see out of the mist slowly this red face, tight and sinuous, with horns protruding out of the cheekbones that are more pronounced, and out of the skull, and what looks like a beard, kind of like yours, but instead of not Runt's, his has only just grown back, but instead of hair, it is just tendrils that seem to kind of move on their own, kind of disgusting. But when maggots move around in a fisherman's bait box and they just writhe among themselves, the beard has the same kind of qualities where it just writhes within itself, and this thing opens its mouth as you pull it closer, and you can see needle-like teeth, rows upon rows of these uneven and overlapping teeth. This thing needs to see a dentist. And you're pulling this thing up, and it is about 10 feet away from you now.
Right.
Do you have a reach weapon?
I'm trying to think. The range on my spear is 20 feet.
But remember, you've used your action.
I have. I'm going on my turn. I'm not going to do anything.
Okay, you're just going to hold it there.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold it there.
That's
What's the worst that could happen?
Well...
It was nice playing with you guys.
Oh dear. So so this harpy that is singing, it keeps basically it does nothing. It just stays in the center, makes eye contact with you, Kai, as it can see that it's like got you locked in its song, and just follows you with its eyes and turns as you walk around, kind of beckoning with one clawed finger, and just pays no mind to the rest of you.
Then I'm gonna use pretty much my entire action.
It is not quite your turn yet. That's the harp, but bear that in mind. That is the harpy's turn that is doing that. The other harpy is going to take another. Is it? No. What this harpy is going to do, seeing that Run is now, instead of essentially pulling up its buddy, she's not going to take a swing at him, but instead going to try and grapple him and push him over the other end to maybe try and like counterweight and bring up like a pulley system. So she's gonna come back and kind of use kind of swoop down, almost like a bird of prey, and just collide with you, Runt. If you want to make a strength save.
If I don't want to.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want. You're not expecting it, but
22. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, she kind of just pushes against you, but you kind of just flex your pecs. And she almost collides off of it like a bug on a windshield.
So I go full Terry Crews is what this.
Pretty much, yeah. Terry moves.
I'm happy with that.
I'm not sorry. So that is her turn. Kaya, now it's your turn.
Okay. I'm using my movement, my action, and that to get around onto what effectively is that accessible ledge.
Yeah, you can get within 10 feet of her, basically, by just cutting across that side.
Yeah. Was that my whole action to be able to do that?
No. Because you get to cut a little bit, you've still got your action to do so. If the geography in my head is right, which it probably isn't, but there's currently a cowman pulling up a weird bearded demon thing, so I don't care.
I really wouldn't care about that.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm mesmerised by a song.
I just mean, who cares about physics when that's happening at the other end of the well?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get within about 10 feet of this harpy right now.
Don't want to jump to my death.
You put this above all else, including your own safety, but it doesn't mean you'll blindly go if you can think of an alternative. If you can't think of an alternative, she might,
She actually might. Given the stuff that she's done in the past, she actually definitely might.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
What you doing, buddy?
She's actually going to sort of. Currently, I can't think of anything. She's actually going to. It's been so long. She's actually going to sort of like try and jump.
Okay. As you do that and kind of take a running jump, make a dex check for me. Athletics, I think it is, to try and like springboard. The harpy kind of stops beckoning and just opens her arms out to you.
Athletics, not acrobatics.
Acrobatics would be more like trying to, if there was an obstacle in the way and you're trying to parkour over it. Athletics is like the strength of your legs.
16.
16, okay, yeah. You jump out and you manage to collide with her, and she wraps her arms around you. And you are currently in like this weird embrace in midair with this Harpy, yeah. You all see this as well. But yeah, Kaya is currently in like an aerial embrace with a harpy.
Okay.
And we'll find out what happens on the harpy's turn, I guess.
That would be the end of my turn now as well, wouldn't it?
I believe so, yes. Unless you want to do anything as a bonus action.
No, however, I've now rolled 14 on my wisdom check.
Okay. So at the end of your turn, you're in this embrace and you just feel at peace, you feel happy, nothing matters except that you've made it to the source of this song and that's all that fills your senses. And then the record skips. And you look up and you see this this grotesque like facade and like parody of a woman. She has she has cat eyes, but not the sexy Henry Cavill kind. Just the deep, piercing, horrid eyes from nightmares of what might open its eyes under your bed. Her skin is like pulled back over a bone. She looks emaciated, grey. She has missing teeth, and those that remain look like they're not pointed, but she's filed them to a point, like physically herself. And what that's done is it's left some of them broken and chipped as she's forcefully done that, and some of them hasn't happened. And the smell coming from the mouth that is still singing this, which is now like it is for everyone else, but worse for you because you are right there. You are like hugging our bosoms. This shrill, shrieking noise. Like,
well, she's not unhappy.
It's like the worst. You wouldn't be. But yeah, it's the worst, like nails on a chalkboard, swinging a cat sound you've ever heard, and the song is gone. And it's now the other harpy's turn. So yeah, this one is going to take. This one that you took a swing at, Mercy, is going to take another couple of claw strikes at you.
Well, she started first. I'm just finishing it.
So, geez, that is 2 natural ones.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I'm not going to lie, that is literally... Okay, she does nothing. Like, she takes a swipe at you. As she does so, it's like... I think her rib's probably broken, and it kind of just protrudes out as she moves that arm, and she just shrieks back in pain. And yeah, she's not going to get to do anything else that turn. It is now the devil's turn. Run. What up? Oh, that's a fun power. Yeah, so this thing kind of smiles, pulls up slightly on the rope, and then grabs onto your forearm, and then pulls up the... and just pulls him up to you. He then, literally, face to face with you, and the smell is... It smells like... The reason the beers are like maggots is because something died in there and the maggots have started to devour it. And he just kind of laughs, this deep, bellowing laugh at you, and it fucking reeks of, like, dead meat, and just sulfur and brimstone. And the beard itself lashes out and tries to basically pierce your, like, upper collarbone area. And Will A. I was going to say, you're natural 1 again. You're going into bin. Will a 19 hit you?
I think you'll find a 19 willed.
Okay. It does. So you take 8 piercing damage. And that's full damage because you're not raging or anything like that. And can you make me a constitution save, please?
I can indeed. Right. That's 8 damage and plus 5 to con saves. That's an 18.
18, yeah, so you're absolutely fine. You can feel that there's, like, whatever's making that diseased smell is trying to pierce through the beard itself. But you shrug it off fine. You're made of tougher stuff. It then reaches with its free arm behind its back and pulls out this huge, like, wrought iron glaive and takes a swing at close range at you. That is a 22, which I believe will hit you. And
No, 19 hit me, but 22.
You leave me alone or I'm going to do things. I don't know. the charisma will come back at some point, probably. And that just does 4 slashing damage to you.
Cool.
And then can you make another Constitution save, please?
I can indeed. That is a 23.
Yep, so you're absolutely fine. It slices, and you can feel, whilst the cut wasn't deep, this thing was aiming well, and it was aiming for maybe a major artery or something like that. And it just managed to nick something, but you kind of just, it doesn't quite get the vein it was aiming for. But yeah, this thing is it's tricky. Mercy, your turn.
I'm just going to quickly glance around and just say, if there's anybody around that gives a shit, give us a hand and you get out.
I mean, whatever he shouted at you just ruined your audio. There it is, it's back.
There we go.
That's it.
I basically said, if there's anybody around who gives a shit, help, and you get angry.
Yeah, we heard that bit, and then you gave up.
Yeah, that's fine. So my bonus action, I would like to take another swing with Benny.
Yep, go for it.
And that is going to be 16.
That'll hit.
Yay! So that is 11 points of smashing damage.
11 points of smashing, okay.
And for my main action, I would screw it. I'm gonna reach back, pull out the staff that we picked up
In the weird, yeah.
in the air, and I say, "Let's see what you can do, Ouroboros."
Okay. So you hold this up, and it begins to kind of shake in your hand. It gets super, not hot, but it kind of burns, like it's become caustic, and you have to let go of the staff. And did I give you the stats for the thing so you can?
Yes, you did.
Good, because I do not want to control that as well.
Yeah, I've got the stats for the snake. I have to load it up myself.
So yeah, so it turned. Okay, well, spoiler: the staff turns into a snake. So yeah, this around the next to Mercy, where the staff kind of starts to enlarge and writhe and gain scales, and within the next few seconds becomes this giant snake, much like the ones you encountered in the Undercroft area before in Nidas Forest.
Shall I roll?
Yeah, if you roll initiative for it, and we'll see.
I didn't bother checking its dex, but never mind. Shit. Well, I rolled a 12. I have no idea what its dex is.
Okay, we'll just call it 12 for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which puts it basically just before you. If you remember, it goes just before you.
Yeah, that's fine. And so what I will do, I will gesture to the weird bearded thing, and in Celestial, I will say,
You basically got Nagini.
Yep.
So yeah, so
Which means crush, by the way.
oh nice. So yeah, so you do that, and the snake kind of turns its head, and you hear bones clicking with every movement, and fixes its gaze on this devil that literally has its facial hair in runt, as you do.
Cool.
Okay, as you're all this, and things are starting to get a little bit hairier, and each one of you is occupied. Kaya very occupied. Runt's not quite as up close and personal, but he's getting there. And Mercy's being accosted as well. You kind of all of you see this blur of movement and fur, and suddenly appears this cloaked figure. And Christine, would you like to describe what they see?
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
They don't see me first.
Okay.
I am gonna shoot at something.
Okay, go for it.
Then I'll describe what happens. But
Yeah.
first I'm gonna actually do the action.
Totally, go for it.
Mechanics. So I'm gonna shoot. The paladin looks pretty stable, so I want to get rid of the thing in front of it so he can go do whatever he can do to help this other issue. So I'm gonna shoot at the harpy in front of the paladin.
Oh, in front of the barbarian. Is that in
Or
front?
No, in front of the cleric.
In front of the cleric. Got you. Yeah.
In front of the tank.
Go.
Cleric-y tank thing.
In front of Mercy.
Yes, the foot of mercy. There
Yeah,
you go.
there you go.
I'm many things. A tank is not one of them.
21.
21 will hit.
Don't have a D4. No, I don't need a D4. What am I thinking?
Math.
That does 14 damage.
Okay. That finishes it off. So if you would like to have the thematic approach and describe exactly what happens, feel
Okay.
free.
So you see an arrow fly off from one of the raised areas where they had bricks that they were moving over to build this thing. And the harpy just sort of tumbles down back towards the pit. And then a hooded figure lands on the other side of the wall and sort of in a crouch. She's basically all in she's in a black hood, a black cape. Underneath you see black leather armor and black leather boots, both of which have a very interesting white, so you can vaguely see sort of white embroidery on. And if you look into the shadows a little bit, you'll see that there are pointy brown ears with some gold rings on them. And then that's a bonus action to hide with a success rate of 24.
24, yeah. So you see this figure, and then all of a sudden you don't see this figure. And you're... Because all of your passive perception is terrible, and there's a lot happening right now.
I don't see anything currently.
Yeah,
you
just got a harpy face. You don't see a thing. You have no idea of this.
Somebody steal my kill, so I'm very annoyed.
Well, you don't know if, like, with the weirdness of the area.
Yeah, you yelled I'd ask for help.
Yeah. Well, the weirdness. That's the thing. Being in
I'm a
Lagina.
contrary person. Shut up.
All of you, shut up. Being in Lagina, you're not quite sure if what you saw was real. Because you saw this thing for a second, and then it was gone back into the mist. You can't see the harpy anymore. It's fallen. It's gone. So you can't look to see if an arrow did hit it, or if this thing just fell, or what happened. You're not sure at all. Just as you're trying to look out for this thing, you do hear a commotion a little ways off at the other side from where the whooshing of the maybe arrow appeared. And you do hear noise as something else climbs the lip of the well. Lorraine, would you like to say what happens with your turn?
A rather thin, leather-clad feline is moving at fast speed towards you. Unless I just climbed out the well, which I'm slightly confused.
No, you climbed from the outside of the well. You're fine.
Outside the well.
Up from the scaffolding that had been set up around it.
Which of them are nearest me?
I would say you've got one harpy's in the middle. Closest to you.
With a bard hanging off it.
Closest to you, yeah. Closest to you would be Runt. So what you see as you climb up, in the distance you can see like this tall woman fighting like this other harpy that seems to be around. One's disappeared, one's kind of off in the distance. Actually, no, you killed that one. So all you see right now is a tall one in the distance, this giant spectral mace, but in the foreground, you see a giant minotaur currently being grappled by a leathery winged harpy that's trying to push him over and failing, and holding on to this giant red, devilish entity who seems to have wrapped its facial hair around his torso.
So a standard Friday night.
Yeah, so the closest thing to you is a minotaur, a harpy, and
With a harpy and a devil.
Yeah.
Having an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's probably where I'm going to be heading to.
Okay.
Chobani, fetch a large two-headed wolf jumps onto the platform and charges the harpy.
Okay.
While I nimbly move after it to stab the harpy with a nice sharp pointy weapon.
Okay, well let's roll for Wolfie.
So he'll have advantage because he's got pack tactics.
Yep, and there is definitely someone within 5 feet.
Definitely someone within 5 feet. So he is in the customizer. He is going to hit on a 22.
That definitely hits.
And I think he also tries to trip. No, that's not on this one, so that's fine. So he will then do. Multiple dice.
Yeah. The logistics of actually playing a game.
8 damage.
8 damage. So yeah, he kind of bounds towards. Does it get more than one attack, or is this just his one attack?
Single attack.
Single attack. Okay.
Single attack
So
with,
bounds towards,
companions.
and manages to grab onto the wing of this thing with both heads, and just rips a tear like a cat hanging on a curtain, on the leathery wing, and you hear it tearing. And she would be, if she was flying, she'd be thrown off balance, but she's currently cuddling a minotaur, with a little bit of whiplash from the impact. Okay, and he lands back down again rather than dangling off the wing because and then
It's not a good place.
no, and then you move in again. Yourself?
I attack with my rapier, hitting 17.
17 hits.
And do 11 damage.
11 damage. See, as you do that, you find where. Did you say his name was Bernie, or did I just imagine that?
Chobani.
So, I did imagine that. Oops. So yeah,
Bernie.
I like Bernie. That's nice. But Chobani, let's stick with Chobani for now. Chobani, like where he kind of pulled down the harpy, she moved, like this, and you took that as an opening and stuck your rapier right in her exposed neck, just in between the armor. Pull it out, and a gush of this overly dark red blood spurts out before, like, she covers it and it stops spurting and just starts flowing from beneath her. And that will be it for you. Runt.
Ooh.
How do you react to all that's happening here?
I take it is the newcomer within arm's reach.
Yes.
Yes.
As a bonus action, can I hand her the end of the rope? There's attached to the hand axe.
If they want to take it, are you handing it completely off?
I'm going to hang on to one end of the rope and hand the rest of it to them. Go, hold this, and then I'm going to jump off the edge.
Which edge?
The edge that the demon's currently trying to climb up from.
I did say very thin.
You've got it, Wolf. You can help.
I don't think this has ever stopped him before.
Okay, so first question is, before we get to the point of you jumping, do you grab the rope when he hands it to you?
The absolute look of horror on my face should indicate to him this is a bad idea.
But do you grab the rope?
Yes.
Okay. How are you jumping? Are you trying to clothesline this thing?
I'm just like bungee jump.
Are you trying?
I'm gonna try and just like touch him. So I've got like a bit more security in case I do.
Oh, okay. So you are trying to ram him and like make him fall back down the well, basically.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bum rush the edges quickly.
Got you. I thought maybe you were just like.
I was tempted to swan dive off the edge. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, that would be one way of leaving the campaign. Okay.
Roll new characters.
Okay, so what I will say is, there's going to be lots of strength saves here. So a strength save for you to hold on to the rope because you didn't tie it off, you just jumped. Yep. There's a strength save for the devil to see if he can hold on to you. And there's a strength save For you, Lorraine, at a higher DC, to see if you can hold on to the rope that is dangling both a giant, like 6-7 feet Minotaur and a 6-7 feet devil. And
Could go wrong.
it's fine.
Is that actually what Mercy is looking?
I mean, yeah, probably. That's, yeah. If she has time to react, because this is all happening in a split second.
Yeah, but she actually doesn't have anything in front of her. She's watching it.
She's got panoramic view.
Okay, make those.
Welcome to Reigns of Olympus, where
Yeah, that's reign of, not reigns of.
at the moment it's Reigns, or at least the moment it is.
Okay, people, make those dice rolls, and I'll try and pull something out of my ass. It was nice of you to join the campaign very briefly, by the way. Okay, let's see what this thing can do.
That is where he rolls a natural one.
I mean, I've been rolling them all night. Okay, so that, okay. Runt. I'm not going to tell you what save this thing, mate. Runt, what was your save?
I rolled a 24.
Okay. Lorraine, what was your save?
I rolled a 20.
Oh,
21!
okay. Here's what happens.
With my whole proficiency getting me to +1.
Okay, here's what happens. You hand off this rope to this feline stranger, and you just jump. And what you do is, as you jump, you hold on to this, onto the rope, and literally clothesline the devil whilst dragging the back of his like plate armor. You kind of grab behind it and just pull. As you do so, he grabs onto you. He completely lets go of his glaive and tries to grab onto you, and manages to get a good purchase on like each of your shoulders. You begin to fall, and just as you reach that tension point, a couple of things happen. One of the things that happens is, Lorraine, your character, you basically almost get your arms ripped out your sockets. But as you fall to one knee, and you're just about to go over completely when Doggo, who's yeah, I've got too many things that have just blown my brains out to remember its name. Chobani grabs onto like the back of your cloak or your armor with both heads and pulls. So just at that moment, you don't go over, and you're dangling over, and you can just see like the pit. You reach that. As you reach that tension point, you stop and you feel it jerk, and as it jerks, you feel like just as this devil almost reached its hands together behind your back, that tension hits, and it just scrapes these long raking wounds, and you take... Where's my things? Where's my D100s? Screw this guy.
Oh shit.
Now you take 6 slashing damage as the tension he rips all the way down your back across your arms and just can't manage to hold on, and you just hear him this bellowing shout as he's reaching for you for about 10 feet because the darkness takes him again, but you can still hear him screaming until the noise eventually dies away. And that's him taken care of.
Worth it.
Glad I took consideration into what you thought there. As you do that, okay, now we're on Cuddle Buddy's turn. So yeah, as you're in the embrace with this harpy, it grabs onto you and similarly digs its claws into your back, Kaya. And what it's going to do is it's just going to begin to fly away in the opposite direction of the party with you in its claws.
Fair enough.
Okay, so it goes 30 feet because it's half speed with half speed, but it dashes. So it gets that 30 feet because it's carrying you, who is a similar you're the same size. You're both medium.
I'm small.
You're small.
No, well,
You're a
I'm
human.
medium, but I'm small.
Well,
for a human.
Yeah, but you're both medium class.
Yeah.
So it's moving at half speed because of that. So it gets about 30 feet. So you're not over the edge of the other side of the world yet, but it is beginning to fly off with you.
Okay.
The other harpy is going to see what's just happened, and it's going to make a save at some point of some kind, to intelligence. I don't know. Let's see what rolls. Okay, yeah, it's going to stay. And it turns and sees what just happened and sees that you're currently dangling, and is going to go for... Wait, is that the one? Yeah, that was the one that was holding on to you. It is going to try and go for you, Lorraine's character, whose name I will reveal when you reveal it. It does mean it leaves your range, because it was kind of just behind you, Mercy. So, if not Benedictus, but if you wanted to take an attack of opportunity at it, you can.
Oh, screw it. Take away the 14.
14. That hits.
Wow. Okay. I haven't.
Yeah. Just probably the other thing that wasn't a harpy may have been the challenging fight, or not. That may have had a higher AC.
I'm sorry, Luke.
No, don't be. This is amazing. It's good to be back.
Yeah, that's 4. That's just 4 damage because I have a -1 on mine. So
That's fine. It still takes a good thwack in the back by Benedictus OG. As it goes to attack you, Lorraine. That's a 13.
13 will miss.
And a 22.
That will hit.
And a... Well, that's not going to hit. That's a 12. Yeah, it misses with its flail, or Morningstar, I guess, and one of its claws. And then it just backhands again with the same claw and manages to rake across your left side as you're holding this rope. And it does... I need more d4s. And you take 6 damage. No, 8 slashing damage. And it is now Kaya. You're going on a magic carpet ride that you weren't...
I am, but
yeah.
I'm currently not quite over the...
You're not quite over. You are yourself again. And yeah, what would you like to do?
Okay. Roughly out of... How far away am I from being over land?
You're kind of on the cusp, so you got maybe 5 more feet of well.
Sort
of stone, like masonry, not the black pit of the underworld that a bearded devil is now taking 9 days to reach.
But effectively, I am over something.
You're over some. Yeah, it's about 10. It's a 10-foot drop, really.
Fair enough.
It's not a 90-foot drop. You're fine.
Okay.
90 foot to however many feet 9 days is.
I'm going to grab this harpy's face, drag it to look at me, go, hello, gorgeous. And then I'm going to start humming the exact same melody that it hummed at, that it was singing at me.
The nice one, not the shrieky one, I assume.
No, the nice one.
Yeah, the nice one, yeah.
But slightly off key.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Discordant Whispers.
Okay, go for it. What is that? Save, I assume? Like a wisdom save or something?
It's a wisdom save.
Okie dokie. That is a 13.
13?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't pass.
Ooh. So is it now charmed by you?
No, it's not a charm. One, it needs to move. It's going to want to move away from me as quickly as possible.
Oh, okay.
And it's also going to take some damage.
Okay.
14 damage in total.
Is that what kind of damage is that?
That is, let me just double check. Psychic damage, I believe.
Okay. It just
Yeah, psychic damage.
just out of curiosity. I don't believe it has any wings, but I'm just curious. Okay, so yeah, you do this, and like it stops singing as soon as it hears your tone, and then it does the same. Like it not only to get away from you, but it literally, on its turn at least, it will like literally let go of you to cover its own ears.
Mm-hmm.
That's dead. That's still falling. Also, fun fact for you: bearded devils are immune to like bludgeoning damage from non-magical weapons, so it's probably just gonna Looney Tunes it when it hits the bottom. You may have made an enemy there, Runt. Mercy, your turn.
Well, it's Snaky first.
Oh, it's Snaky.
Is there anything in reach? What's left?
The harpy that just attacked Lorraine's this leather-clad feline is still available for a maul-in.
Well, seeing as its primary target has taken a drop, it's going to continue its mission on that. It's going to attempt to constrict.
Okay, go for it. What is that? Opposing check?
Nope, it's basically a standard attack, but if I hit, it has to make a grapple check. It has to beat a grapple check.
Oh, okay, got you.
So let me see if I hit you first. That is maths. 16.
16 will hit.
Okay, so
Yes.
It takes. It will take 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and it needs to make its own grapple check.
Which is opposing strength, I believe.
No, it's got a predisposed DC. So
Okay, so yeah, okay. Well, I rolled that's for that thing. A 17.
then you are not restrained.
Okay, so it's constricted, and you can see bones popping, and like it looks an unnatural shape, but it managed to use that to kind of slip out of its grasp and just like flat and float next to it in between the snake and the cat. Sounds like a children's nursery rhyme.
And then I'm assuming it's just straight to me.
Mm-hmm.
So without even looking over the edge, I'm just going to say, if you're not dead, I'm going to kill you myself, you dumbass.
Yeah, you can just see rope.
Is there enough movement to get Benny over to the remaining half?
Yeah, because it can move like 30 feet. So it can get the one. It can't reach the one that just dropped Kaya.
Ran off.
Yeah, that's a good like 60 feet away because it's on the other edge. But it can reach the other one.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna take a pop because why the hell not? And that is a nat 20 for a Benedictus.
Okay, roll for double dice and then add your Actually, is your modifier? What's your modifier?
What my actual spellcasting modifier?
Like, when you roll your dice, what do you add to that?
I add +3.
Well, then you don't even need to roll dice.
Okay.
So yeah, this thing slips out of its grasp, and is just floating, and it gives an evil look to the snake and kind of smiles and kind of opens out its claws almost Wolverine style, and then looks up as this weird shadow had formed over it, like something blocked out the sun, and the biggest, meanest, edgiest fly swatter just slaps down and turns this thing into harpy paste. There is viscera literally flies and hits the tabaxi and the snake in the face, and they're covered in some sort of like infernal gore.
I am too busy holding onto a rope.
Yeah, so
Dear life.
that stuff's like getting in your mouth, and you're just kind of like.
I don't care. I'm going to live my worst.
Just trying to blow it away because you can't let go.
So from, I hang on. So,
So a cat, so in other words, a cat, a dog, and a snake are now covered in harp innards.
Basically, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and on that note, it is your go, Christine.
hang on.
Oh, are you still going to do some things? Go for it.
Yeah. Right. So that was obviously a bonus action.
Yeah.
So, walk over to Christine.
You're walking over to Lorraine, I believe.
Your lane.
Yeah, that's what I mean. New people. So I'm going to try and gesture to the snake to try and grab the rope as well.
Okay.
He understands. And then I'm just going to look, shrug, and say, sorry for the idiot. I'm going to cast Kill Wounds on it.
Okay, sweet.
So I have no idea what damage you took, but you get 10 back.
Yeah, that's more than I need.
Sweet, so yeah. So you completely, like, your fur kind of bristles almost with static, and then the wounds that you...
Tail.
Yeah, and then this poofy tail, like, just fully out, and the wounds you take fully heal, and the blood itself almost seems to clean from the fur. You're still probably going to want to groom it after, but...
Yeah.
And some other stuff out of there. But you are completely healed. Shadow Cat.
How far away from me is the flying harpy bard thing?
Well, you went over to the other side.
Yeah.
So hasn't quite dropped it, but it will be, because it's not its turn yet.
Okay.
But
so
you
is
are within 20 feet, I'd say.
Oh, well, that's lovely. I'm going to shoot at it. Am I at disadvantage because I'm shooting at a grappled thing?
I don't think that's a thing in 5th ed.
Okay.
No, you do get your bonus because it's within 5 feet of something, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything away.
I'm also hiding.
You are also hidden as fuck, yeah.
That is a 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
$15 damage.
Where's it? Where's the last one? Okay. Yeah, so this thing, you take it straight and you get it right in the shoulder, and like one wing almost send it like physically moving out of the way as it drops Kaya. Like it was hit with a battering ram rather than an arrow with the amount of force. And it is now...
And that's a 23 to hide again.
And yeah, so you guys, you don't even see anything appear. You just see... You hear a whoosh of air.
I probably feel a whoosh of air.
Yeah, you feel it, and then you just see or feel the harpy move like it's been hit with a truck. But you don't know... Like, you're probably close enough and facing it, Kaya, that you see an arrow appear in its shoulder. And out the other side of its shoulder.
Has it now thrown the damn thing off course?
Well, it was already kind of stopped and reeling.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens when it's its turn.
Okay.
So for the record, I knew there was a bar. So if I had any control of what direction I was shooting, it would be an attempt to put the bar
Yeah, of course.
land and not the hole.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He'll sort it out.
Forget about it.
Grapple Cat. It's now your turn.
The chances of me being able to continue to hold this rope are very, very slim.
Yeah.
There's a dog, a snake, and eventually me.
Yeah.
If you get if you get your companion to help you, you can do it with You can pull with advantage if you wanted to.
Yay. I think that's about the only thing I'll be trying to concentrate on.
Fair. Make a strength check at advantage.
If you want to let go, you can.
18.
18, yeah. Well done. You are the strongest, skinny little...
I rolled a 2 as well.
Oh, nice. Advantage helps. So you start to... Not only do you manage to hold on, but with the help of Double Doggo, you do that thing where, like, you're wrapping up a rope. So
Yeah.
you never lose. It's never going to slip accidentally.
Well, I'm used to handling rope,
Yeah, exactly.
so therefore,
You might not be the strongest, but you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you pull it up.
There being a minotaur on the other end of it.
Yeah.
that's the bit I'm quite concerned about. I don't think that's going to last.
But no, you see, like
Anyone else want to grab on?
comically, because of how you're doing it, comically, like bubble, bubble. You see, like first horns, then face, then nose. Just this minotaur slowly make his way up this rope with the biggest grin on its face, I imagine. And yeah, if like you've pulled him up to the point where he could grab onto the end of the ledge if he wanted to. And it is his.
Don't. You're probably going to be disappearing next round.
But it is your turn, Runt.
Right. Well, I'm gonna finish climbing out the hole. Did anybody see that?
The cat falls over.
Oh.
Pick up her arm and just like high five it, and then just let her drop again.
I mean, your arm's probably dead at this point, so I don't think you can stop him. Yeah, the only thing that's left is this harpy 60 feet away from you, and then this new person, and dog with 2 heads that you've never seen before.
And dog with 2 heads. As a bonus action, can I pet the dog?
You can if the dog lets you.
Yes, the dog will let him because I've just spent all this time pulling him up out of the pit.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, you can pet the dog.
And then for my action, can I throw a javelin at this harpy?
It is you. Oh, you got 60 feet range, haven't you? Or is that your long range?
Yeah, it's long range.
So make a throw at disadvantage.
Yep. That's 24, or that is a 15.
15, yeah. Even at disadvantage, you just kind of turn around and go, "Oh, a harpy," and casually throw this javelin, which managed to hit it right in the spine. Roll for damage.
1d6 plus 4. And that is a grand total of 7 damage.
7 damage, yeah. So this thing hits it right in the spine. It is looking rough. Like it is still flying somehow, but it reels back and it's trying to reach the javelin. It pulls its arms back. Do you know, like you just can't reach that point in your back. And it looks,
cannot scratch.
yeah, and it screams out with immense pain. And it is now its turn. So it does drop you, Kaya. Make a dex save for me to see how well you land.
22.
Yep, I'm not going to roll any damage. You superhero land it just fine. You even manage to move your harp out the way as you do so. And it is then going to see what's happening. Go screw this and try and do a flyby and get out of the way. It's going to do a flyby. It's just going to do one action. No, it's going to double dash and just move past you, Kaya. You do get an attack of opportunity, but this thing is just booking it now.
Ooh, I will take that chance for an attack of opportunity. $18 hit.
That hits.
Where's my D8? For 9 damage.
No, wow. Is that with a...
Rapier.
Okay. So what you do is, as you land, you see this thing coming above you, and like you duck like this, and with the other hand, you just stick your rapier up in the air, which kind of just literally splits it down the middle as it flies past with its own momentum, and you are showered in viscera and guts and intestines as the thing flies over you and then just goes limp in the air and just falls down the other side of the well, and you just hear a clatter and clang as it hits every bit of scaffolding on the way down and lands in a heap at the bottom of the well. Well done, guys. We're going to take a quick break there while I reassess my life and go to the toilet. We're not going to take a full 10-minute break, I don't think, just because we've got a shorter session this time. We'll just take a 5-minute break. So when this thing hits, when the timer hits 5 minutes, we'll be back. but it means we can still get toilet breaks out if we need it. Thanks so much for coming back, guys. I don't know what's going on either, don't worry. Thank you to our new members. Thank you to our old members for still being awesome and runt. Yeah, and we will see you in exactly 5 minutes. Bye. Hello, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for bearing with us. Yeah, just before, hope you got toilet break, drink break, cigarette break, whatever you needed to out of there. Thanks for coming back or sticking with us.
Checking my life choices break.
Yeah, definitely. Had a little sit down cry. It's great.
And if anyone's curious to know, I worked out how far it was that they fell for 9 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a 1,884 mile deep hole.
A big one. They're a big one.
Some people enjoy that.
It's like punching smoke. Anyway, so yeah, we will get right back to it. Okay, so basically, what you guys, what the OG party see, you now have a gore-covered Kaya and a gore-covered Tabaxi, which I think the only one that may have seen a Tabaxi before would have been Gabriel, who is not with us. So yeah, this feline humanoid. I mean, you guys have been in the Feywild, so anything goes now. But yeah, this feline humanoid and a 2-headed dog, and there might be magic arrows out there somewhere. You don't know.
Something blurred and some arrows fired, and that's about it.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what that's about. But yeah, so feel free to.
First things first. I'm going to turn the snake back into the staff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just walk up to Runny and say, you've got 2 choices here. One hand's going to heal you. The other's going to finish you the fuck off.
I take it Runt is just standing like that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the boneheaded, if I wanted something stupid, Gabriel would still be here. Not...
Hey, look, it works. Okay, that's all that matters.
You get one. You get one. I'm gonna.
That's not fair.
I'm gonna slap him across the
He clearly gets 9.
Cure wounds. What?
I'd point to the cat person thing.
Oh.
9.
Fine, German isn't a language in this world, so.
Right,
I think Chris. Yeah.
I don't speak it.
I'm gonna dump a cure wounds on him.
Okay.
Second level, even though he doesn't deserve it.
The chick stinks scars.
Well,
Yeah,
that's happening.
they'd also prefer you to be alive. Yeah.
Yeah. While you're healing him up, the cat that they can see, Lorraine, would you like to describe more fully what you and Barney the dinosaur, Chobani, look like?
So now that you're close up to her, you realise she is extraordinarily skinny compared to especially a massive minotaur. There's not many muscles on there at all. She's more lithe. Think thin.
Think shouldn't be supporting you on a rope.
The strangest thing about her is she only has one eye. Her left eye is completely missing, and she has one bright green eye. Her fur is deep cream with dark coloured ears and an extraordinarily fluffy tail, which is probably as wide as she is. She's wearing quite nicely set up green armour, bow on her back, small round shield, and obviously a nice pointed rapier that she stabbed in the harpy. Next to her, lolling its tongues out of its mouths, is a large wolf-like dog, sort of hanging each head going different directions,
Doing the head cocking
looking at
thing.
the Minotaur, trying to decide what it should do next to it. Not really seen a Minotaur before. But it seems friendly.
if stupid.
It is wagging its tail and looking rather interested in the large, strange thing that petted it.
Okay. You introduce yourself. Also, whenever you feel, if you want to, you could spend the whole session in the shadows if you like, Christine. But whenever you feel,
I'm good at the moment.
Okay.
I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I will introduce myself when it happens.
Yep. Let me know. There is no rush. This could get interesting. The party could have a a poltergeist for the rest of the campaign if you keep making your hide checks.
Based upon my charisma score, I am okay with.
Aww.
Okay. So do you introduce yourself to the party? Does the party say anything to the newcomer?
Well, I kind of apologise.
Yeah.
I'm slowly making my way back around, and
Which way? Left or
the way that I
right?
came round.
You went. Okay, so left. Okay, never mind. We lost a Runt.
Runt is still here.
Runt's still here. Oh gosh.
It's his picture that's one of mine.
Runt got excited by the talk of poltergeist, decides to become one himself.
Okay, so yeah, you come back around that side. That's fine. You're on the complete other side, Christine. So that's why I was checking. I mean, she probably still wouldn't find you with that kind of hide check, but still. So yeah, so
Does anybody have a past perception over 21?
No.
I don't think any of them have a passive perception over 15. You're fine.
Okay, then
You're a ghost. You don't exist.
I'm just happy. One of my characters has a passive perception of 26, so she would have seen you.
I was just checking because you can have.
You can, like I say, one of mine has the passive perception of 26, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so do you? Yeah, who wants to break the tension or carry on this conversation? Let's get some. We're here for role play, people. Let's role play.
Well, I do appreciate the assistance. I was amazed some. Oh.
Also, leave the conversation and come back in. I'm sick of staring at blue dots. It's like the red laser thing. I just want to follow it.
All right, I'll be back.
And the screen's going to go weird, by the way, people, as he does so, but just bear with us. No one bared with me. Here we go.
But yeah, it's greatly appreciated. You didn't have to, and certainly, if it had been me, not quite wanted.
Well, I had heard that some assistance was needed, and I was passing in the area, so I thought it might be an interesting journey to take.
Yeah, so did we, and we were. Yeah. That's a very interesting angle.
I am, by the way, Nimble Ghost. You can call me Nim.
Oh, is that what we're up to?
What, Nim?
Yeah, the full version.
Nimble Ghost.
Is that Nimble Ghost or Nimble Ghost, like Beetlejuice?
2 words.
Okay.
I think I understand you.
Well, seeing as the real face is over there somewhere.
You've made your way around here by this point as well, Kaya. You're with the group.
Thank Christ, I don't have to talk.
And just sort of starts throwing gunk.
The character with the charisma is here to hopefully hold a conversation.
Are you okay, dear?
Do you remember when I went into a pipe?
Oh yeah.
I had more fun in the pipe. It was easier to clean off.
That was a unique way of attacking a harpy. I've not seen that before.
Attacking a harpy by falling in love with it and on it.
I wasn't in love with it. I just wanted to get near it so I could stab it. And maybe sort of...
Make a deception check. You're you know, you guys have never met harpies before, and you guys resisted the song, so you don't know what effect it
20.
has. 20. Make an insight check. Anybody that doubts her.
That's all of us then.
Yeah. For now, we'll just have to hear you run, which is fine for those of us on podcast anyway.
Well, I got a 22, so
Okay, yeah, she's lying.
yeah. Yeah, but I won't let on that, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Yeah,
Good lad.
she was taken after you. She was kamikaze in that thing.
For the record,
I kamikaze before he did.
Mm.
for the record, I'm totally believing her.
Okay, yeah. You're like, well, okay, that was a bolt boat. Well, in that case, any newcomers that believe her, you just think this party is insane and has no regard for their own safety because they will just throw themselves at things.
Yes.
Like they haven't watched the last 17 episodes.
I know, but this is bold even for you guys. Yeah, so yeah, from what you can tell, these guys will just throw themselves at things. They have no, yeah, they're either incredibly brave and acrobatic, or suicidal, something else.
30, 33% of us are quite normal and sane. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but looking at you, you don't look the most sane.
Yeah.
Well, what do you expect when I'm walking around with a head?
Exactly.
We really should do something about that, Mercy.
No, we shouldn't, because it stops me from beating the ever-living piss out of them.
Hey, I'd like to see you try.
Oh, trust me, dear.
Ron, what did you do this time?
Oh yeah, you didn't see that.
It's a conversation best left for quieter quarters.
It's what my Spartan commanders refer to as unorthodox tactics.
Okay.
You found the hole, didn't you?
I did not fall.
I didn't say fall, I said you found it.
But I
I
found the
think
hole.
that was luck.
And there was some assistance.
No, it was luck.
Kaya, this is Nim. Nim, this is Kaya.
Nim, nice to meet you. Thank you for your assistance.
The large wolf starts licking the ichor off you. With 2 heads.
So it takes half as long.
And double the kisses.
Pretty much. As you're doing this, and yeah, you a familiar face comes up from the scaffolding, one that you haven't seen in a while. Elpina arrives. She wasn't waylaid by helping out some furbolgs in a sewer. Yeah, Elpina arrives and she's, oh, hello. It's good to see you all.
Elpina?
Thank you for coming for the assistance. I didn't know if you actually would help or not.
Well, seeing as you're minor to a degree, it would be wrong of me to say we'd come and then not.
Yes, well, it's still very decent of you. I can see you've already began making yourselves invaluable to us, so thank you very much. Oh, and Nim, thank you as well. For I heard that someone had put out a word to the and thank you all for coming. What was it, by the way, that this time was?
Some ugly winged bitches and a bearded demon thing.
Was there a bearded demon thing? Didn't see that, just saw the harpies.
It was still almost in the hole.
He tried to kiss me. It was really quite unpleasant.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but that's worrying. So we're trying to document the kind of things that are making their way out because we're trying to get some idea of maybe what's going on down there and why they're doing it. I don't suppose you captured any of them alive.
No.
We
No.
do think that the bearded demon is alive. We didn't capture it.
And if you listen really carefully, you can probably still hear him screaming.
He'll probably, yes, if there's a language anyone understands, he can.
I do speak Infernal, but no, I sadly I can't hear anything. I will just take that as another one of your curious mannerisms and move on, shall we? So yes, I don't know. If it's safe, then I will tell them, and then we can go back to work and try and start building this thing, so we don't have to keep you for too long.
Well, we can hang around for as long as is necessary.
That's right.
Time to rest in between.
And I'm really good at hanging around.
The look on Tabax's face entirely on.
It just goes completely past Elpina. Like, she has no. But, well, it's good. Thank you for hanging around. We appreciate it. Like I say, we will get this done as fast as we can, for your sake and ours.
I'm just staring a hole in the back of his head.
Yeah.
And I'm just like looking up at Mercy, going, "What did I miss?"
If I was able to drink, we'd need a very stiff.
Don't say very stiff one. Yep, you said very stiff one around the bar.
That's why I said it.
From a corner of the shadows,
Oh.
a mage hand comes out with a glass of something and floats over to you, Mercy.
I said if I could drink, but I can't. Give it to her.
It floats over to her.
Yeah, it sort of like grabs it and starts drinking.
Yeah,
I want a ghost drink.
It's some vodka equivalent.
Okay.
Oh, Uzo, basically.
Mine.
Yeah, Uzo.
Uzo would work.
When you're done with it, it floats back.
Okay, as you do this, Elpina seems to be the only one concerned about this for some reason, and she kind of waves her hands in almost Doctor Strange-like manner, and 4 globules of light reach out in front of her in almost like a cone, and like kind of and go out until they. I will roll for it. I'm not just gonna railroad.
20. I just rolled another stealth with the moving the cup. That's 24.
24. Yeah, you managed to duck out of the way. You still don't see anything. It's like, okay.
This is one stealthy something.
Well, I'd be careful. There are spirits that come out as well. Like I said to you before, not everything that comes out of the hole is corporeal or with a physical form. So just maybe don't take random drinks from these things.
I think it shot an arrow, whatever it was that the harpy I was hugging.
Still, I will. Okay, if there is something out there, then we won't be able to continue work until it is gone. So, just to be on the safe side, we will give it some time.
An arrow lands in the middle of you guys with a note attached to it that says everything's fine. I shot the harpy. I'll be in X pub, and it has some name of a bar around.
It's probably like wine bars in well, it's Greece, so it would be like it would be like a local. There's not really pubs.
Well,
but
of wherever I'm gonna go buy the thing that I just sent across.
Yeah, that's. Did you send something across?
I sent the glass with the.
I see that. You're gonna send that across. I thought you'd sent me a message about something you wanted to buy.
No.
I understand.
No.
Yeah. So it lists the name of of like an enclosed square where symposiums are fucking everywhere in Lagina, because this is something that academics like to do. It's sit around and act smart.
So it's sort of, the handwriting is sort of scribbled, and it says killed harpy friend at wine bar later all safe
at the Eldritch Nook.
At Eldritch Nook, all safe, not demon, not going in hole.
Do I trust that?
That's exactly what a demon would say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you? This isn't really. I'm not gonna. Yeah. I'm not gonna make a scribble make a perception check. So I'm gonna leave this one to your own judgments of if your character saw that.
I know something shot the harpy I was hugging.
Yes,
I did see something with pointy ears fire an arrow just as I arrived from the other side of the hole.
That will probably be it. Or them. Sorry, them.
Something.
Yeah, so to be honest, I'm still not completely sure if this is a real thing or an entity. Like I did tell you, anything that has come out of there, none of them have been sane or their own selves so far.
Well, how about we
Imagine
do
climbing
another-
thousands of miles by hand and see how sane you are. The DM may have
Well,
dropped
let's
all
do
his
a
dice.
perimeter check. Make sure everything's okay for at least for the time being.
Okay, all of you. Yeah, if you want to do so, all of you make a perimeter check, and make a perception check. If any of you roll 24, let me know. I'm not going to hold out hope.
Yeah,
My maximum isn't even that. So,
My maximum is, however,
Well, if
that's
you-
not what I rolled.
I know it's not in combat, so even a natural 20 is not going to do anything. So.
yeah. What I was going to say was just to say, well, Pino,
Yeah,
I
that's it, mate.
was literally going to say, well, whatever these things that claim to go bump in the night, but
Actually, Chobani can find her.
Oh yeah,
I've
is
just
that?
realised he's got +7 to his perception and advantage.
I just realised cat butt.
cat butt.
Cat butt.
Okay. Oh yeah, because keen smell.
Yep.
So go ahead, try and
He
roll.
rolled a 17, so he has found her.
Oh, okay. So you guys have no idea. You're just about to leave. So these guys are away from Chobani. So you're just about to leave when you feel a nudge just on you at the top of your thigh, as one of the heads is kind of nudged against you and is looking up at you and then barks. If you want to make a quick exit, this is the time.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, so
I do give it a scratch and then leave.
okay, so you scratch one of the heads and then you quickly kind of slide down one of the scaffolding poles and make your exit. You guys make your way over, and you hear Chobani bark. So you make your way over. You look around, you can't see anything, but you can see the scaffolding is kind of quivering, as if something's pinged it. But
Yeah, there was definitely someone here.
Definitely something here.
No, he didn't try and rip it apart, so it was someone.
Well, I suppose that's a favourable thing. Well, I suppose we could always go try and give thanks properly. I'll let Alpina know things are safe.
okay, good. Are you positive that that we can continue?
Whomever it was is definitely an ally. I currently, well, let's put it this way: if that dog didn't cause much of a fuss, I can imagine it was.
Good. Okay, well, if you're making your way to the Eldritch Nook, the best way to do so is just follow the lamps that are flickering. I would give you real directions, but honestly, things don't work the same around here. So if you ever find yourself lost, look for a light that flickers, and that will lead you there. That's kind of how they do things.
That's fair.
It's not really a set place. It's more of just an area where people meet. But they will have set up cushions, and there'll probably be curtains, and some academics will be writing and talking and drinking and doing such.
Out of curiosity, are you going to be safe through the night? You have.
We're not without our protections. We're not. We didn't ask you here because we are weak. We asked you here because we needed the numbers. So we will be fine for now. If we do need any help, trust me, you will know.
That's fair. I just wanted to be sure.
Yes. Well, thank you for your concern, but no, you're not here to be 24/7 on guard. You are here to assist in whatever way you wish to and can. So we're not going to expect you to waste your whole visit here just sitting by a well. And honestly, if you spent too much time by this thing, you'd probably go insane.
Who says I'm already not?
Well, it's talk to those at the symposium. They'll probably all have opinions on that.
Oh, I've already had enough migraines for one. I'm not going to subject myself to more.
Migraines. Welcome to Lagina. But yes, thanks again. I hope, again, be careful. And we will see you
Same to you.
if nothing happens beforehand. Please, once you've finished your business and gotten whatever rest you need, please come back whenever you can to help. Like I say, the more people we can have guarding the perimeter of this place, the quicker we can get it sealed up. Yes, I wish you all luck and goodbye. You just kind of turns and
So,
Well, some of us are going to need a drink. I'm
Some of
going
us-
to,
yes.
I'm going to need something.
I think I might need more than a drink.
Light snacks always good.
I think I need a bath
Yeah.
and something else.
Yeah, Chobani also needs a bath.
Mm.
I
The
mean,
dog sort of like looks less infused by that idea.
Oh,
The note said like 2 hours.
yeah. So
so
you got
goes over and
Or this evening. Like it was like whatever she said with the time statement did not imply if you she was it implied that she was gonna be there all evening.
yeah. So you guys can do what you want. I mean, you have no idea where you'd go, but you're still on the roof. Alpina's still there. She didn't like go goodbye and then go. It's that awkward thing of goodbye. But I have to stay here, so I'm just gonna talk to someone else until you go.
Do we want to find you a bath, dear? And one for the pooch?
just sort of,
There must be some decent places to stay.
more than likely.
Well, you've already
Sounds
been
like-
invited to stay at the library. There are living quarters for you
Ooh,
there.
Yes, because of rules
That's
and
nice.
hospitality and stuff, and sort of like
Yeah,
Kai gets down and just sort of like gives a head scritch to both heads.
Yeah, Greek hospitality. If you're invited to a place, you will be given a place to stay. Or Elysian.
Well,
Sorry, not Greek.
Well, I'd be surprised if they didn't have baths there.
In that
Yes,
case,
because books and water mix so well.
Not in
Not
the
in
same,
the same room.
Runt really didn't like that place. It gave him a migraine.
Right. I'm going to try and find a room somewhere else because I'm not going anywhere near that fucking library.
Okay, we will fast forward things just because we have about 10 minutes, and I do want you guys to get to meeting our new player before we end. Maybe we'll see. So if you guys want to do your thing, and Runt, if you want to make me an investigation check, it's gonna be a pretty high DC because this place is fucking weird.
Amaze.
But feel free.
Get on the table. That is an 18.
An 18. It takes you a couple of hours, and you get lost a lot. And then whenever you ask somebody, they tell you the library. But what you don't manage to find anywhere like a place to stay, but you do manage to find like a quiet alley and a bedroll if you're really that against going to the library. I mean, you still hear these
Yes.
weird noises like all the time. I don't know if anybody has played Bloodborne. It's kind of like that kind of. Yeah, so it's this place is its own entity. But if you really didn't want to go to the library, you could find somewhere where you could rough it for the night.
Used to roughing it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. I'm roughing it. I'm in that.
I figured. Okay, so you do that. You mark where it is. We'll see if you can find it again later. If you're going to there's booze there. You're probably going to the symposium.
I'm
Yeah.
going to the
Okay.
exhibition.
Yeah, you all manage to again. It takes you a while, even with Elpina's advice. And you get suitably freaked out by like tappy noises, or you hear footsteps, or like something will move. Or you'll seem to go back on yourself and it will look different. Or 10 minutes of walking and you seem to have passed the same like column 3 times. But eventually, by following the flickering like firefly like lanterns that are set up throughout the city, you do start to hear pompous voices. And there is like a square, like a raised dais with a roof. It's kind of like not tarpauling because obviously, but like silks or linens or something has been stretched over the top, in case there is any weather. But the middle of it is kind of been left like a square in the middle, so that if you wanted to, you could look up at the night sky. And like there are a couple of people like with glasses of wine in like purple robes talking and like making notes, and like they seem to be writing notes and drawing diagrams like star maps of some sort, which
navigation.
Nim, you would recognize them. They're less like navigational maps and more like astronomy, and they're trying to like understand. Yeah, they're trying to understand the will of the gods and things like that through astronomy and different spells and things like that. It's not navigation; it's more academic than that. But yeah, you make your way there. Are you sitting anywhere that would be in plain sight, or are you still going to sneak up on them, Christine?
Nope. I'm sitting in plain sight.
Okay, so it takes you all of.
Not quite in plain sight, but like they'll be able to see a person with a hooded figure laying on the ground.
Yeah,
looking up at the sky.
Yeah, like to be fair, you're one of the only people not trying to sound clever and talking to someone.
No.
So you find like it takes you a couple of minutes. You kind of survey the area, maybe get a drink. Runt turns up, lost and angry before you make it there. He's kind of just like headbutting one of the columns in anger. It's like, again, he'd passed it a couple of times and he was like, well, if I break it, I can't pass it again. Well, you managed to find him, and so you end up getting there as a group. And yeah, you see this figure kind of sat down.
I'm laying on my back.
Laying on your back.
My feet are crossed. I'm still in a cloak, and I'm looking up at the sky.
But yeah, you see the glint of the earrings and the pointed ears, and you can make your way over if you would like.
And I've pulled over a table. There's like a low table where you guys could sit around if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's basically glasses. You probably wouldn't have been able to find a table, but it's like a crate. You'll be able to pull around.
Yeah, that's fine.
That you could put one of the linens over.
There's 5 glasses with something on it on the table, and a bowls of water on, or what looked like 2 bowls of water on the ground.
Do you get the feeling that someone was expecting us?
No, whatever gave you that impression?
The fact that they invited you?
Yeah.
I think I wore the balls from the ground and I drink.
Chobani sort of like sticks both heads on one side, looking at the Minotaur, and goes and lays down next to the nice person that petted it earlier.
So she'll pull back her head and go, "Hi, doggy," and give a double-headed scratch to the doggy.
At which point you'll get slobbered on.
That's fine. She doesn't appear to have any issue with this. So it's another tabaxi.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want you guys to look. We have 2 tabaxis in the party now.
Fuck, we're surrounded by cats.
Still the only human.
Still better than the musical.
Hey, James Corden was an absolute delight.
That thing was the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs.
That's so wrong.
Anyway,
we have very little time.
We both like the dog, right? Yeah. Anyway, so she's sort of tiger colored, so tawny with black and white markings. Particularly, she has some white sort of half moons above her eyes with some black marks on them. She has gold rings in her ears, and her eyes are yellow, typical cat eye. Black nose. She's got her black cape and the armor that you see now. You can see that she has black leather armor and black leather boots, and they have this really intricate like tribal designs. And she looks at you and goes, "Cat," and starts like making what would be appropriately hello gestures for another tabaxi.
I look slightly confused, and then sort of do very bad versions of those.
She seems to not be offended or anything. She goes, "You haven't been around tabaxi very often?"
Sadly, no.
"Oh, well, that's fine. I can teach you about tabaxi."
Thank you.
And I got asked to come here and kill things that come out of holes. I wasn't quite sure about what you were doing. It looked very strange, so I decided to watch you a little bit more before I said, I'm Nesdell.
Okay, and yeah, at that point, we will end the session here by welcoming, there we go, Nesdil and Nim. For those of you that can see, so yes, welcome our new players. Are you looking at the screen so you can spell that right?
Yes.
Check D&D Beyond. But yeah, welcome Christine and Lorraine to the party. Thanks for tuning in again, guys. Like I say, now we have new players. Even if it's just me, 2 weeks from now, like the latest, we will be back on. We will keep these games going. I'm sure it won't just be me, but yeah, we will keep these games going. And yeah, it is, like I say, it is good to be back. Lots more planned. We now have 2 cats and a dog in the party. So that happened. But we also have a rogue and a ranger, which is something new and interesting. For those of you that didn't guess, the sneaky thing was a rogue, and the thing with a 2-headed dog mauling things was a ranger. But yeah, welcome guys. Thanks again for joining us. I hope the whatever that was. I mean, it worked. I mean, if nothing else, it worked. It ended the combat a lot quicker, and it meant we got some roleplay in before the end of the shorter session. Hopefully, depending on...
You're welcome.
Yeah, depending on things and stuff, hopefully it will be a 3-hour session next time as well. We'll try and keep it... Especially now I've set these bloody screens up with extra players, we can just... If someone needs to join us later, they can jump in, and we'll do things from there. So we will have the longer session as well. So yeah, thanks very much for joining us, guys. We will see you at the very latest in 2 weeks' time. And once again, remember that after a 2-month gap, they've returned their gaze and the gods are watching. Bye.
Hi, Aries.
Bye.